Okay. So, operating a high-speed reef stacker at the Port of Montreal. We're loading the boat with crane number 2. Got a team of trucks with me.
Ouais. Yes, tu rentres dedans. Oui, monsieur. Ouais, un pied t'arrive à terre.
This box is a shifting, meaning it's not going on boat. It's just being
Monsieur
displaced.
Dumont, on s'en va où après ça? Sur le deck, sur le main deck, combien de temps?
You know, I think as longshoremen and associated personnel and staff, we should strive to make this port automated and get in some way, get our fair share, get paid, essentially rewarded for creating, implementing, executing the operations through automated solutions. Basically, create a business of our own and rent out that know-how, that technology, that method in exchange of money. Basically, create a business. So that's how I see things. Because I think we have a lot of spare time, free time, and we should use that time, efficiently, effectively, to, not only make a living, but also liberate ourselves, because we have so much time here. And I do understand the importance of keeping this guaranteed source of revenue, this guaranteed revenue that longshoremen have, because that's what a unionized job is. In some sense, it's a safe, stable, predictable source of revenue. And I think we should strive towards that ideal of making the economy, making society more effective, more wealthy, and one of the ways is to free ourselves from constant work, and automated solutions can be the answer to that. So I've been thinking that for quite a while, to be honest. Is there, a desire to do that? I don't know. I think I have to articulate it in such a way as to make it interesting. À 89, c'est Juliette 22, shiftage.
C'est beau, ça, là-dessus, merci. Nickel, ça reste super, plus super, moi, jusqu'à 97, 44. Pas de piste. Après ça, on continue pour 8 autres avec des pistes. Ça va plus à 41, 80. Ça va prendre des pistes.
Ok. Hey, le shiftage, tu m'avais dit, je pense que c'était 6-5, 6-6, hein?
Oui, exact.
Ok, non, c'est bon. Ok, 89 au bateau, excuse, ton chiffre il ressemblait. Fait que ça va être 81 le shiftage pour Juliette 22.
C'est bon, c'est bon. Ben oui, à 7-5, 7-8, plus avant.
And obviously, you know, as longshoremen, we work with checkers. We call them checkers. And the role of the checkers are, I guess, many, but mainly to guide the longshoreman as to which box we have to handle in sequence.
C'est bon, on va faire 80 on va faire les vides. On va le faire tout de suite. On va le faire tout de suite.
You know, checkers basically have access to the terminal operating system, I would assume you can call it, which is a system that tells, it's basically like a computerized system that says, computerized system that says which box to take in what order and in what fashion. Every boat is kind of different, so it has its particularities as to how to load it, because of the pins, the securing pins that lock containers, stack and lock containers one on top of each other. So a system that would take into consideration the boat and the assortment of pins that are required to appropriately stack the containers in the appropriate bays on the appropriate decks, while simultaneously considering the weight distribution that is required to be thought, like approved by the captain of the boat, because when you're loading a boat, it's important for the weight to be smartly distributed so that the boat can operate safely from point to point A to point B. And also, not only is it a question of safety, but also a question of logistics, meaning that not every container that's loaded on the boat goes to the same port. Sometimes you'll have a certain number, a certain quantity of, a certain fraction, a certain percentage of the containers that are on the boat that actually go to the next destination, the next port, but there's another fraction that's destined for another port or for another ultimate location. So to have a system that is updated in real time, gets information in real time or as soon as possible to make the smartest and most efficient and effective decisions. Sorry about that. That's me swearing in French. So yeah, basically having a system that considers as many factors as possible to make the smartest, most efficient, cost-effective, smart, effective solutions possible. that's pretty important. Well, it'd be nice to have, essentially. Checker, la 4180, tu me disais que c'était le début de quoi?
Le début qu'on met des vis de deck. À partir de cette-là, si on entre en 8 producteurs, on va jusqu'à deck 4 8.
Alright, so the checker just informed me that I'm taking 8 additional containers from this pile. I call it a pile. And each and every one of those containers will require pins to be attached to the 4 corner castings, deck pins. 91, je vais te ça, avec les pins de deck. So, yeah, so basically a system that would tell the truck operators that bring the containers from the pile to the gantry crane, or the port crane, to be able to tell them to stop at the pin stop. Because it requires, like, in order for us to stack those containers on the boat, sometimes you need pins. You need stacking pins. So, to inform the truck in real time as to if it requires pins or not, that would be great. That would substitute the role of the checker. Now, obviously, not everyone likes getting replaced by technology, but I would argue that we keep those checkers on the payroll, but we attribute them other functions, other jobs that are required. And if that requires them to be be sent back to school, or follow certain courses in order to do the job they need to do, then fine. And we'll make that happen. Because I don't think it's a good idea to just leave behind people. I think we should include them in the future of society. I don't think we should just try and become a company and try and make as much money as you can and fuck everybody else. I think we should strive for a harmonious situation where everybody is a winner. Obviously, some will win more than others because of the effort they put in. That's normal. But you have to offer something that is you have to incentivize people. You have to incentivize people to work harder, to work smarter, to take on more responsibility, to think. Things like that. You can incentivize them obviously with more money. You can also incentivize them with better working conditions, more flexible schedule, and with other, perks of the job. Basically, I think what people want is mainly money. By money, I mean abundance or buying power. better working conditions. I think for people to accept change, the increase in value has to be significant, or else people won't put in the effort to adapt and change the changes you're implementing. And yeah, I mean, bottom line, I think it's about efficiency. It's about making more with less through technology, through better planning, better management. Like
donner le go pour toutes les camions pour les titres.
Ouais, exact. Yes. So, yeah. Another thing I would like to see is being able to teleoperate or even essentially automate the trucks, the terminal tractors, or at least put them make them operable at a distance through a good system, a good set of cameras, and make it as autopilot as possible, like with Tesla. Yeah, to basically like relieve the load of operating the truck, and use that mental resource that the employee has to better the automation of the truck, and perhaps of the whole terminal. So perhaps some kind of like big cloud where all of the suggestions for automation, the suggestions for implementing better technologies, like more automated, to like accomplish more work in less time with less resources. Have like this common objective of reaching, like, let's say a particular amount of money or a particular amount of weight of handled cargo per unit of time, like the speed of handling everything. Like basically put like a big cloud that
Il en reste une coupe encore là, dans le bail 58. Et bon, merci beaucoup. C'est bon, puis on s'en prend des bits. OK, fait qu'il y a un autre train, non? Et on va faire deux autres trains grandeur.
So, I think the whole idea is, as I said, to be more efficient and effective with less resources. I think that's one of the objectives of technology and progress, is to go above and beyond what is the current status quo. Yeah. But it's not by talking alone that I'll succeed in doing anything. I have to meet people. I have to surround myself with people that are open to such ideas, that find it to be a good idea or that resonate with what I say. Because basically you have to find like a team of people. You can't do this all by yourself, unfortunately. So anyways, raising my spreader to 4 high cube container height, which is about 9 foot 6 inches times 4, so a little less than 40 feet. 40 feet. Try and avoid doing that, because that's kind of not safe. Lower the box at low speeds. Do it smoothly and constantly, consistently. Try and control the movement. Don't go too fast. Keep a good flow. Keep it going. Keep it running. Keep it rolling. So, my apologies if I sound pretty tired. I am. Went to bed way too late. Okay, and try and relieve the brake while lowering the container onto the trailer. Try and get those yellow or orange rather lights, meaning that the spreader has landed. And then slowly but surely lift back up the spreader without agitating the truck. And then it's rinse and repeat. Lifting up the spreader to 3 high, which is a little under 30 feet. Exactly, it would be 27 plus 1.5, so 28.5 feet. That should be the actual height where my spreader lands in the 4 corner castings of the container. La dernière c'était 4887.
887, yes.
C'est bon, on manque 2 caméras. So, yeah, basically, yeah, just another high cube container, half-back Lloyd. It weighs 22,000 pounds. That's what my meter says. And as of now, it's, let's see, 20 foot off the ground. That's from the ground to the pins of my spreader. So basically from the top corner castings to the ground, that's 20 foot. And the box is 4.3 foot away from the tip or the front of my tires. my front tires. That's the front of my front tires to the center of mass, basically the middle of the container, the middle of my spreader, essentially. So, yeah, pretty nice machine, kind of recent. You know, they're just like a couple of years old. Work well, quite reliable. Kind of like the Heister brand, to be honest. They generally make small forklifts, or mid-sized forklifts. This is basically another type of machine. It's called a reach stacker because the mast allows you to reach cargo that is more than one container deep. So then again, once again, the checker informs the truck operators of the next pile where have to pick up the containers that are destined for the boat. So yeah, to have like a system that would say that in real time would be kind of neat. Basically, also just like I have maybe access essentially to the system that the checker uses, or even the management uses, to know where when, and what we have to go and pick up. That'd be kind of nice. Because, I mean, bottom line... Oh, wait, are you still recording, or are you dead? Oh, you're still recording. That's great. So yeah, basically, the fact that, day in, day out, we always do like the same thing. Either loading a boat, loading a train, or unloading a boat or a train, or loading or unloading city trucks that come and grab or drop an empty container or a full container. That's basically what I do. Or shifting. Which is basically just like repositioning, or how do you say it? Organizing the terminal so that when comes the moment of loading to either trucks, trains, or boat, the operation, like the flow of doing it is more easy. It takes less time. So I think that's what's important. Basically, try and gain speed. When the job actually is about to be done. So yeah, that's basically what we do. Sometimes I can also shift by myself without the use of trucks. So there's that. Oh yeah, reefer containers. Those are tricky in the sense that they require to be plugged or unplugged, depending on depending on the needs. So basically they're basically like big fridges, which means that they have like a motor, like a fridge motor, like a compressor and stuff. But basically just like a fridge. Yeah, sometimes like not now, because right now they're just not plugged because they're empty. They don't have anything in them, so there's nothing to keep fresh or warm. Yeah, so what the checker the operator and the checker were talking about was the orientation of the box, of the reefer container. I mean, as of now, it's not really important which orientation it has, really, because they're empty, so meaning they don't have to be plugged. But if they would have to be plugged, obviously they have to be plugged to a power source, either a generator container, which is another type of container actually that I have not mentioned yet. Yeah, basically sometimes the orientation of the box is important so that instead of taking the cable, the electrical cable, and going all the way around the box in order to plug it to a power source, sometimes it's to be more like effective and smart and efficient, we try and orient the boxes in all the same direction, or in such a way that it makes it like in such a way to make the power outlet close motor of the reefer container, which is where the cable is, obviously. So yeah, that's another important thing to mention in port operations. The importance of orienting appropriately, situating appropriately, orienting appropriately the reefer containers. What the fuck? With the like either on the boat or on the train, or you know, whatever vehicle it may be, a city truck. Obviously, the city truck would probably just want to have its motor facing front and the doors facing back, because I mean that's how trucking works, right? The doors are always at the back, because they can back into like a warehouse and open the doors and empty out or load in the cargo. So that's pretty obvious, but I guess just to be strictly formal and exhaustive, it's important to So yeah, but I mean those are empty reefers. We call them reefers. Basically, it's an abbreviation for refrigerated containers. So yeah, basically to keep stuff cool or frozen even. I think it could go like from anywhere to like fridge temperatures to like freezer temperatures. I don't know if it could go like above like ambient temperature or even hot. I'm not aware of that. Most of the time they're like cool fridge temperatures or even freezer temperatures. And when I say freezer temperatures, I mean it can go down to like minus 17 or something, or like even minus 20 sometimes. Because I mean, depending on the cargo. Depending on the cargo, like I guess especially like food or something, you know, it really needs to be cold. So yeah. But like to be like actually like heated, especially here in Canada, you know, it can get pretty cold sometimes, especially during the winter, of course. Then like it's it could be important to actually heat the contents of the container, make sure it doesn't freeze. So you know, things like, I don't know, I guess like wine or something. You don't want wine to freeze. You don't want it hot, but you don't want it freezing. So, but then, yeah, like if it's minus 20 outside or minus 10 outside, and you need your wine to be at like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 10 degrees Celsius or something, then obviously to heat the contents of the container when such situations arise. So I guess it's a bit of both. It must be like a kind of like a, I don't know what you call it, like a thermo pump or something, like what they have in houses sometimes. Like you can as much cool as you can heat to like a certain extent. So right now, simultaneous operations, meaning that like were two like reach stackers or like container handlers that are you know, loading up our trucks like one next to each other. You know, obviously it's bound to happen. Wait a second. Trying to hit the brake. Easy. So yeah, but, it can do like a lot of traffic. It can be kind of hectic at times. You know, like, you know, because you have like two different flows of trucks. You know, two like container handling machinery, security that goes by, a checker that flies by, the foreman truck that goes by, and you know, sometimes like the reefer staff. And sometimes like other trucks like management, and sometimes like city trucks sometimes. So yeah, it can get like pretty traffic heavy. So you kind of really have to look around. Fortunately, on my machinery, I do have a backup camera, like a backing camera, like a reverse camera, so that like I don't have to turn my head every time I want to go into reverse, which is quite often, obviously. I'm basically just, you know, grabbing a box, lifting it, reverse, stop, drive in front, lower the box, unload, unpin myself, reverse. So it's, you know, it's a lot of front and reverse going straight ahead, backing up, going straight ahead, backing up, going straight ahead, backing up. So it's a lot of like back and forth kind of thing. So yeah, it's a job that requires you to be like, I guess, well, aware of your surroundings.